if anxiety, fear, etc. is all anger, what do you do with the anger? And I underlined this next word, do you need to recognize it or burn it off somehow? So I'm just doing chores again, talking about that question. And in some ways I feel like this is all science, right? So we're talking about what scientists are saying about the brain. So if anxiety and fear and anger are linked, it's through the burnout cycle, but they are separate. So anatomically, from Jack Panksepp, anger is not just at the underneath of anxiety and fear. They're all separate brain states. So the first clarification is there are 7 affects, and the topic for all of these videos is attentional focus, affects, and creativity. These are ideas that are critical for what we're doing. I hope the video is not too jerky. I've got to get some hay. So the idea here is when you have emotions and thoughts, feelings, there's this thing that you can do with a brain scan. You can map these places in the brain. So there's 7 areas anatomically. You've talked about fear, and that is an anatomical thing. And then there's anxiety, and Jack Panksepp calls that grief, panic, and then rage. Also joy, social joy, and then there's, creating babies and lust and all that. So that's all anatomically in there too. So we have care and seeking. So 7 affects. They're all separate, but what you're referring to is how when we're overstimulated, that leads to emotional overwhelm. And then emotional overwhelm will create this last-ditch effort, which is rage. And that lights up the brain. Rage will light up the brain, but it might not light up the body. So do we need to recognize that? Yes.